Good evening, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my beautiful rideshare revolutionaries. It's me, Gio. Y'all know the fuck it is. All right. Came across a story as after I took my sleep aids. I'm hoping to pass out, and I'm trying to catch up on some news. And then the story came out about Lyft failing to tell the city of Chicago about a driver that was kicked off its app, and that driver, um, obviously allegedly murdered a cab driver. I mean, it's so stupid that he's on video kicking the cab driver that led to the cab driver's death, and then he bounced the country. But because we have to stay true, we have to stay accurate. He allegedly murdered a cab driver. Um, so this driver was kicked off a Lyft passenger, and then he was on Uber. He was on the Uber platform when he got into a brawl with a cab driver and kicked him so hard that his head bounced off something and killed him. So, I mean, this kind of stuff happens. Like people die from getting into fights or whatever, blunt force trauma. It does happen. It's unfortunate every time it does happen. But the one thing I can't help but notice in this article is saying that um, Lyft was supposed to notify the city of Chicago that he was deactivated. So I guess if the city of Chicago was notified of his deactivation, then that potentially could have put his account at risk on Uber. And if he wasn't driving for Uber, then he potentially maybe never would have struck and killed that cab driver. So that's why I think this is very interesting. And the family of the cab driver is suing Uber. Um, Obviously, this lawsuits take a while to pan out. And I can't help but notice the stock Uber, you know, the stock Uber response. As soon as we were made aware of this, we immediately removed this individual's access to the platform. Yeah, that's their answer to everything. Like, can't they do something other than we've removed this individual's access to the platform? Like, that's nothing. Like, what is that? After every single incident, that's the first thing you read is we have removed this individual's access from the platform. After the fact, that does nothing. I mean, who's to say this guy wouldn't have hurt someone else if he was an Uber driver? But, um, but yeah, I thought this was interesting because I wasn't aware that if you're deactivated by an app, or at least here in Chicago, I can't speak for the rest of the country, that app is supposed to notify the city, and then I guess the way I'm reading this, it seems like if you're deactivated from Uber Lyft, then you should be deactivated from driving completely. Which, if it was because of a violent reason, then I get it. Yeah, you shouldn't be driving. But this could be big. This could force the city of Chicago to come down harder on the apps like Uber and Lyft, and sometimes, being deactivated for false reasons, for false claims, do happen. So let's say someone gets you deactivated for a bullshit excuse on Uber, and then you can't make any money because Uber notified the city of Chicago, and then the city of Chicago notified Lyft, and Lyft blocks you from the platform too. So this could have some wide-reaching consequences for drivers here in Chicago. So I mean, I could be completely wrong. This is just how I'm currently reading this. Um, and yeah, so that's a little concerning for all the drivers in Chicago, especially the full timers. Deactivations can happen anytime, guys. They're really for the stupidest things. Sometimes drivers do stuff that can lead to their deactivation. Most of the time, they're getting deactivated because the passenger was unhappy with what they paid for the fare, or you know, they might have assumed the driver was drinking or on drugs or something like that. So I thought this was very interesting. What do you guys think? You think this is nonsense? I mean, I mostly agree that there should be some communication between the apps and the city, but I'm on the fence whether or not like Uber and Lyft should in tandem deactivate a driver if the whole story didn't come out. Obviously, this guy didn't seem like a model driver, not a model citizen, if he beat a man to death. But there's a lot of good drivers in the city, and it'd be unfortunate if they lost access to all platforms because of something that happened on one platform. So that's all I got for this one, guys. I want to thank y'all for watching. And please stay safe, stay driven, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.